Have you ever sat quietly and felt that something is missing in your life, even when everything seems fine on the outside? You have food, a place to live, maybe people who care about you, yet your heart feels heavy and unsatisfied. You scroll through your phone, you compare your life with others, and slowly a feeling grows inside you that what you have is not enough. And without realizing it, your tongue complains more than it thanks. There's a powerful ayah that many of us recite every single day, sometimes multiple times, but we rarely stop and feel its meaning. It is the ayah that begins with all praise being for Allah, the Lord of all worlds. Such simple words, yet they carry a message that can completely change how you see your life. It is not just about saying words in prayer. It is about building a mindset where your heart is connected to the one who gave you everything. When this ayah says that all praise belongs to Allah, it is teaching us that every single blessing we have comes from Him. Your ability to wake up this morning, your health, your family, your opportunities, even the small moments of peace you feel during the day. None of it is random. It is all from Allah. But the question is, do we truly see it that way, or do we take it for granted? Think about your daily routine. A student studies for an exam and finally passes. He feels proud, and he should, because he worked hard. But how often does he pause and say from his heart that this success came from Allah? Or think about someone who earns money after long hours of work. They feel it is all because of their effort, their skills, their struggle. But who gave them the strength, the mind, the opportunity, and the ease at the right time? It is Allah who made it possible. Now think about the moments when life does not go your way, when you fail, when you feel stressed, when relationships break, or when you fall into sins and feel distant from Allah. These are the moments when Shaitan whispers that Allah is not giving you what you deserve, that your life is unfair, that there is no reason to be grateful. But this ayah reminds you that Allah is the Lord of all worlds, not just your good moments. He is in control of your hardships as well, and nothing happens without a reason. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you said thank you to Allah, not just with your lips, but with your heart? When something goes wrong, do you complain first, or do you trust that there is wisdom behind it? When you see others having more than you, do you feel jealous, or do you remember the countless blessings you already have? There is a beautiful secret hidden in this ayah. When you begin your day with praise for Allah, your heart starts to change. You stop focusing on what you lack, and you start noticing what you have. You begin to see blessings in the smallest things. A smile from a loved one, a peaceful moment after a stressful day, even the ability to breathe without pain becomes something you appreciate. Imagine a young student who fails an important exam. At first, he feels broken and embarrassed. Everyone around him seems to be moving forward while he feels stuck. But instead of falling into darkness, he pauses and says from his heart that all praise belongs to Allah. He reflects, he learns from his mistakes, and he works harder. Over time, he succeeds in a way that is even better than he imagined. That moment of gratitude during his lowest point becomes a reason for his growth. Or think about someone struggling with sins, feeling ashamed and distant from Allah. They feel like they have gone too far. But this ayah reminds them that Allah is still their Lord, still caring, still giving them chances. Instead of running away, they turn back with hope, praising Allah for allowing them to realize their mistakes. And that moment becomes the beginning of their return. The lesson here is simple but powerful. When you recognize Allah as the source of everything, your heart finds peace. You stop chasing the world in a desperate way. You stop complaining about every difficulty. You begin to trust that whatever Allah has given you, and whatever He has taken away, is part of a bigger plan. So, what can you do starting today? Start with one small change that can transform your life. Make it a habit to say thank you to Allah throughout your day. When you wake up, when you eat, when something good happens, and even when something does not go your way, pause and say it with meaning. Not just as words, but as a feeling inside your heart. Over time, you will notice something beautiful. Your stress will feel lighter, your patience will grow, and your connection with Allah will become stronger. You will realize that true happiness is not about having everything you want, but about appreciating what you already have. So right now, wherever you are, take a moment. Look at your life, your blessings, even your struggles, and say it sincerely from your heart. All praise belongs to Allah, the Lord of all worlds. And trust that when you live with this mindset, your heart will never feel empty again.